Yeah, there it is. Good morning. How are we doing? Welcome to the show. And like I said, during the peak season at the company that I work at, just expect me to be a little bit later than normal, but I'll get here eventually. And here I am, the one that you love, asking for another day, just like a good supply of air. Anyway, nice to see you. Happy Wednesday. It's hump day at the Morning Night Live. And I was on Twitter, as I often do overnight and while I'm working, because I can it just makes my night go faster, and saw some things that I thought, if I was trying to get good information about things that relate to my health, Twitter may not be the best place to go anymore, because they only have one direction, and I don't mean the boy band that won some contest on TV, but I'm talking about there's only one way, according to Twitter, and that is the way of the Fauci, or something like that. And in fact, sometimes they do things that might be detrimental to some people, but I'll tell you what, if you don't know what I'm talking about, well, you're going to know what I'm talking about, because I will tell you. So anyway, this is weird. Am I getting spam in my chat? I mean, I get spam in my comment section every once in a while, but Dorothy, are you a real person? That's all I'm asking. Dorothy Allen, I see you there, and I'm just curious. Anyway, we'll get into that more, maybe more. It might be an all stupid 19 show. I haven't decided yet. I've got a couple other articles up, but it seems like it's going to be mostly stupid 19 today. And if you can handle that, well, you can handle anything. So here you go. Play the intro. Yeah, right now. Ladies and gentlemen, coming to you live from the Lucky Dog studio in a hidden location somewhere in the upper Midwest of the United States of America, it's a brother making his own way, but with all the wrong opinions. Welcome to the Morning Night Live with your host, yours truly, PDawgKnight. Alrighty then. Stop the music. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Morning Night Live. I am your host, Marty, also known as PDawgKnight on the internet. And welcome back to the Dawg Knight Channel, where we like to talk about pandemics and infectious diseases. But we have to use code because, well, you just never know what happens on this platform, and I'm not streaming to other platforms right now. So this is it. This is it. Make no mistake where you are. Little Kenny Loggins there for you with a Michael McDonald background. Anyway, thank you for being here this morning. It is Wednesday, the 8th of December, 2021. How many more shopping days is that? 16 more shopping days. 16 more shopping days until Christmas. If you celebrate Christmas, or if you give gifts on Christmas. If you don't, then you can shop all you want and maybe get a couple bargains here and there, because it is the holiday season. I'm going to start singing Christmas carols every day. How's that sound? You ready for that? I don't know. You can always go back in my channel. I still have that little Carol of the Bells thing I did a couple years ago. So there you go. Another one. Erica Benson, are you a real human being or not? I'm not buying it. How does this happen? Where do these spam come from? You know what? I, as my own administrator, let's see here. Can I just here? I'm going to report that you as spam because you're not answering me. There you go. Spam, unwanted commercial content, or spam. Ding. Bye. And where's that other Dorothy? Dorothy, you had a chance to tell me if you're a real person, and you're not. Hit the road, Jack. Don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. Hit the road, Jack. Don't you come back no more. What you say? Okay, they probably shouldn't have tried to hit that note so early in the morning. All right, let's say good morning to everybody, and then we're going to get into the show because I think I just broke someone's eardrums. And if you're on headphones, although my condenser is pretty good at not making it too loud when I scream. Anyway, first in the chat today is Jim Beam, who gets the why isn't that not working? What the hell's going on here? Let's try it again. There we go. Thank you for being here, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. Also, good morning to Cool Frog, Advocatus Diabli. Good morning also, Jonathan Peterson. Selecta Boys in the house. Yeah, also, good morning. Boy. Maddie's in the house also. And Ronan was up late because he responded to one of my tweets this morning. Anyway, or up early. Well, you guys are early risers. Early to rise. Anyway, good morning, Jesse Leon, Attack Alpaca. I just said Maddie, so I'm not going to, well, I said it again already, didn't I? Good morning, Kessler, Tyler F., Galactic North, Paul Farrell, K-Show, Tyre Alexander, did I say Advocatus Diabli, the Devil's Advocate? Well, if I didn't, I did now. Also, good morning to, I think that's it. Paul Farrell, did I get you? Yes, I did. All right, and people slowly roll in and say hi and all that stuff, so we'll figure it out. Oh, that was pretty good karaoke. Well, you know, I do my best. I actually was a voice major in college from the first 2 years of school. And then I decided, you know what? There's a lot of people who are way more dedicated to music than I am. And so, you know, I see, say Thomas, I see you. I see you there. You are here. Even though it says I am not here or am I see your name twice. And, you know, the second time is a charm. The third time is a charm. And you are a charming fellow. So there you go. Welcome to C. Thomas. All right. Let's get into it because so I came in here and oh my gosh, what the hell is going on? Twitter's suspending a lot of accounts. Like, so, you know, I've been following the Ghislaine Maxwell trial, right? And there was a Twitter account set up specifically to follow the Ghislaine Maxwell account. Or excuse me, Ghislaine Maxwell trial. It was called Maxwell Trial Tracker. You know, it was just kind of giving updates on the trial, right? Twitter suspended it. I'm thinking to myself, isn't that the company that the CEO stepped down from? Right as the trial began? Not, you know, okay. And there's some CEOs of some companies that stepped down, of other companies that stepped down that happened right as the trial began. And I was like, oh, good gracious. Do they not want you to know about the Maxwell trial? I don't know. Kind of weird, though. Kind of a weird coincidence, though, isn't it? Isn't it kind of weird to you? Anyway, I was, if you're on Twitter and you follow me, you know I was very active overnight. But anyway, so I came in and I got a notification this morning on my Twitter machine, and it is this notification. Oh, well, wait, first, oh my gosh, we have our first sponsor of the day. That's fantastic. I'm gonna come back to this. Give me a second. Let me go back to where I was. I'll show you my notifications on Twitter. Thank you, Paul Farrell, for sponsoring the show. Paul Farrell, you are the new Streamlabs Superstar sponsor of the day. Thank you so much for sponsoring the show. Greatly appreciated. Paul Farrell says, try and have a good day, sir. Well, thank you. I'm going to do my damnedest to have a good day. Oh, by the way, speaking of, thank you very much. I very much appreciate you sponsoring the show. And there, I even put you out. There you go. Now, there you are. You are the Streamlabs Superstar sponsor of the day so far. So what was I going to say? Oh, speaking of Twitter, I'm going to do a Spaces stream this afternoon. If you're not familiar with Twitter Spaces, that's these rooms that you can let different people jump in and chat about different topics. I'm going to put a controversial topic up, and we're going to talk about it this afternoon, see who pops in. But I'm going to do that the way I'm going to do my Spaces, because Spaces, you're on your phone, because they don't have it on desktop Twitter, and but lots of people like to talk at them because, you give people a chance to talk about different things. And I am going to do it this afternoon, but I'm also going to simulcast it on my YouTube channel and on PDawgKnight.live. So if you'll see a notification this afternoon and you want to jump in, you can jump in. I'll even have a way to, if you're only watching on Twitter, I'll have a way to jump in on there through StreamYards. I'll have the Twitter Spaces people talking, and we'll just I have it set up so that my phone, I can plug it into my mixing board and have both the sound from the phone and everything go through both. So if people on StreamYards will be able to talk to people on Spaces, which will be able to talk to me, and it'll just be one big happy. So it'll be interesting. We'll see how that works. I think it's something I think I want to do on a regular basis. And I think the topic this afternoon is going to be just some of the big trials that have been going on: the Rittenhouse trial, the Arbery trial, the trial of the kid in Minneapolis who got shot, and just people's conceptions and misconceptions about what went on in those trials. There's people that, it's funny, as I watch, as I listen to people still talking about those trials and arguing about shit that just doesn't exist, like stupid shit, like people still talking about Kyle's mom driving him across state lines with an AR-15, which didn't happen. In fact, I got an idea. Let me just do a mini quiz for my chat, because I know you are well informed, okay? Let me ask you, and you can answer in the chat and after I move on. But here's the question I have. On the day that Kyle Rittenhouse unfortunately ended the existence of two people and turned another guy into a UNICEF, how far and by what method did Kyle Rittenhouse travel to Kenosha, Wisconsin? Whoa, that was loud. That really freaked me out there. How far and by what method did Kyle travel to Kenosha, Wisconsin on the day he ended up shooting three people, ending two of their lives, and turning one into UNICEF? Answer that, and I'll see if, because it's well, I'm not going to even say this. You tell me your answer in the chat. We'll get there. Also, thank you, C. Thomas Kapow, who says, with a deuce on Streamlabs, thank you for sponsoring the show, who says, why would corpos want to control the flow of information about the trial of a woman who had insidious connections? I think the answer is obvious. C. Thomas, I think you're very perceptive. Thank you for sponsoring the show. And your input is greatly appreciated. Okay. Now, while you're answering that, well, there you go. Oh, now, see, someone decided to go wrong answers only. Teleportation, transdimensional wormhole. Yes, that's correct. It's correct. You are right, Tyre. That is the best answer ever. 12 light years aboard a galactic freighter. Well, there you go. Kessler, 17 miles. Okay. Okay, Kyle went 20-something miles, but no one's bitching about Gage going 50 miles to get there carrying a gun as a felon. Okay, and you guys are kind of close, but it was kind of a trick question, because I said on the day he shot two people and turned one into a UNICEF, how far did my Kyle Rittenhouse travel to Kenosha, and how did he get there? Well, the answer is 0, because he was already there. And Cool Frog, who says he did not travel to Kenosha, he was already there. You are the winner! Yay! Well done. Dawg also got it right. He spent the night at Dominic Black's house, so he was already in Kenosha. Fantastic. Kyle did nothing wrong, and everyone who deluded themselves into thinking he did something wrong are repulsively retarded. I wonder if I'm going to get a strike for that. And he made the Kenosha run in 11 parsecs. Kessler said 0. Okay, so y'all are on it. Yeah, he didn't travel to Kenosha that day. He was already there at his best friend's house, and his dad lives in Kenosha, and his grandma lives in Kenosha, and so anyway, very good. See, my audience is so smart. And those of you who said he didn't go that far. Yeah, it was the day before, but yes, he didn't go that far. He lived across state lines. There's still people saying his mother drove him across 2 state lines with an AR-15. I can't believe what a terrible mother she is. She should be prosecuted. Stupid people. Anyway, all right. So let's get into the topic today, because this was here's my notifications on the Twitbot here, Twitter machine. Let me blow it up here, so you can see the damn thing. Oh, that might be the maximum. Oh, is that it? Oh, here we go. All right. So in the middle of this little thread thing here, see that? Where it says, Pfizer says new study shows that 3 doses of its stupid 19 Fauci juice protect against the Omicron variant. Now, fascinating that they, I'll show you the actual article, this is how Twitter informs people of things. Okay. So here it is. Here's what you click. When you click that, this is what you get. It says right here, Pfizer. Pfizer says new study shows that 3 doses of its stupid 19 Fauci juice protect against the Omicron variant. Will Center, good morning, by the way. I don't know if I said hi to you. Or Kessler, good morning. Dawg, what's up? Tales of Gore. Yes, hello. I don't want to leave you out when I say good morning to everybody. So here it says, Pfizer and BioNTech announced on Wednesday that tests signaled that 3 doses of the stupid 19 Fauci juice may offer increased protection against the Omicron variant of the virus. According to multiple news sources, and a statement released by the company. Sponsored by Pfizer. They added, however, that 2 doses without the booster may not be sufficient to protect against infection. Keep it here for the latest. Keep it here. Keep what here? This is Twitter. What Twitter? What are you talking about? Keep it here. Yeah, I'm going to sit here and watch this page all day. Now, interesting. One of the reply. Oh my gosh. So, and now you got people arguing about it on Twitter, which is not unusual. But here's the thing. Oh, and this says more. The study, which was not peer-reviewed, found the Omicron likely reduces efficacy of the Pfizer BioNTech Fauci juice, but it does not render it ineffective, and that a 3rd dose offers even greater protection against the new variant. So wait, now here's the funny thing. Ever since the Omicron variant became a thing, I've been reading news stories about it. And there's been people out there going, yeah, be afraid. And I started, I kind of went around the internet, and I was finding various articles about, I wonder how this affects the juice, or how the juice affects it. So here is, what is this place called? This is CNN Health, who says Omicron Coronavirus variant partly evades Pfizer vaccine protection, study shows. Now, this is a authoritative source according to Twitter and according to what's this place I'm on? YouTube? Yeah, that place. Anyway, so this is an authoritative source, YouTube. I'm only reading what the authoritative source known as This is CNN says about this. Partly evades Pfizer vaccine protection, study shows. So the lead kind of story in here, the Omicron Coronavirus variant. The Omicron coronavirus variant partly escapes the protection offered by the Pfizer stupid juice, but people who have been previously infected and then vaccinated are likely to be well protected. Now that's fascinating. Now that's according to researchers working in South Africa, and this was reported on Tuesday. Hello, Annalyn. And so I'm like, okay, now it's funny because they include people previously infected. It doesn't really mention people who just had the Fauci juice, right? But people who have been previously infected, at least in every other study I've seen before this, already had protection, at least more to an extent than the Fauci juices, to variants of this very deadly disease. Now, it continues. Boosters are also likely to protect people. Alex Siegel of the African Health Research Institute in Durban, who led the study team, that person told this to This is CNN. It's the first experiment to directly look at how the Omicron virus might behave in stabbed, jabbed people. So that's how that started. And there's a lot more to this, but I want to show you other outlets that are talking about the same thing. Now notice, let me remind you though, in the headline, Omicron coronavirus variant partly evades Pfizer vaccine protection. Okay, partly evades. New York Times, Pfizer's Fauci juice provides some protection against Omicron. Lab study suggests. Again, they talk about the report out of South Africa offered a first glimpse at how vaccinated people might fare against the fast-spreading Omicron variant of the coronavirus. Laboratory experiments found that Omicron seems to dull the power of the Pfizer-BioNTech vaccine, Fauci juice, but also hinted that people who have received a booster shot might be better protected. Oh, that's definitive. Let me just refresh the sentence before I go to C. Thomas here. Listen to that sentence again. But also hinted that people who have received a booster shot might be better protected. Might. That's strong. That's some strong words there. Might. The study published online Tuesday found that antibodies produced by vaccinated people were much less successful at keeping the Omicron variant from infecting cells than other forms of the stupid 19. Interesting. Thank you, C. Thomas, for sponsoring the show again. Greatly appreciated you, sir. Who says? C. Thomas says, a new variant was announced, and already these companies have a vaccine to sell. Shocker, isn't it? Almost like they're just grifting at this point. Also, did you hear about Trevor Noah getting torn apart by his own audience for finally questioning the narrative? Yes, I did see that, and that was fantastic. Maybe I'll find that for the show today. Thank you very much, C. Thomas, for sponsoring the show. You are a great American. You are an American, right? I never know. I know that you are an American, so never mind. I knew that. Good morning, HP Lovecraft. Nice to see you, and I do appreciate your well wishes on comments on something in YouTube. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. In fact, all of you who've sent condolences and written nice notes to me, by the way, from the bottom of my heart, I thank you. That it's very humbling, and I greatly appreciate it. Thank you. All right. So anyway, so there we go. Might be better. That's not very definitive, is it? Okay, and in fact, that scientists said the results were somewhat worrisome, but no cause for panic. The data, well, partly because the Omicron variant seem to have milder symptoms, and they don't seem to be hospitalizing anybody with the Omicron variant. But anyway, just, it can happen, though. But anyway, the data suggests that vaccinated people might be vulnerable to breakthrough infections with Omicron, which is spreading rapidly to South Africa. Okay, so that's New York Times. Okay, I'm going to leave all these in here today. CBS News. Omicron variant has robust ability to evade stupid 19 Fauci juices. But Pfizer says booster shots neutralize it. Now, wait a minute. Does it now? Pfizer says so. And again, the dateline is in Johannesburg. So these are the same study. The same study released in South Africa. Okay. The same study. South African scientists have released early data showing the Omicron variant of the stupid 19 has a robust ability to evade immunity offered by inoculation. But as CBS News foreign correspondent Deborah Patter reports, it's not all bad news. Hello, always lost and nothing else. Good morning. Alone. They said Wednesday that while the standard 2-dose regimen of their stupid 19 juice was significantly less effective at blocking the virus, a booster shot neutralized the Omicron variant in lab tests. What is the title of this stream today? I can't remember. It is, what's the name? The name of the stream is, conflicting information disallowed. Because in theory, on Twitter, you're not supposed to be able to have conflicting information. Have we had any conflicting information so far? We've had conflicting information in the same damn articles that we're reading. But this isn't Twitter. These are the news outlets, the trusted sources, the what do they call them on YouTube? Authoritative sources. I'm just reading the authoritative sources, YouTube. Just reading them as I go by. So Pfizer says, I wonder if they have any vaccines to sell. Anyway, so let's go to NBC News. Now this is a little bit different. Omicron significantly reduce. This is still the same. Omicron significantly reduces stupid 19 antibody protection in a small study of Pfizer vaccine. Okay, now first of all, this sentence doesn't even make sense. Okay, it doesn't reduce the antibody protection. It reduces the Fauci juice protection. It evades the Fauci. So what are they talking about? It doesn't reduce the antibody protection. That whoever Spencer Kimball is, whoever wrote this headline, is a moron. Anyway, the key points: COVID Omicron variant significantly reduces antibodies generated by the Pfizer. Oh no. Okay, I see what they're saying. It resists. It probably reduces the ability of the Pfizer vaccine to produce antibodies, not the other way around. It doesn't reduce the antibodies generated. Holy shit, that's stupid. However, people who have recovered from the virus and received a booster shot will likely have poor protection from severe disease, the South Africa researchers said. Yeah, because people who've already had it have B-cell memory that produces new antibodies that probably, and that other scientists have said that well, it's under scientists except in the United States, as they don't refuse to tell you that, that have some protection, more protection against the variants than the Fauci juice, of any variety of Fauci juice. Except maybe Johnson & Johnson. Well, Johnson & Johnson wasn't that effective in the first place. But anyway, they're all... They found a 41-fold drop in the ability of the antibodies to neutralize the Omicron variant. Compared to the original virus. No. Oh my God. And here's the thing. Oh, by the way, their sample, the preprint study, which has not yet been peer reviewed, tested 14 plasma samples from 12 vaccinated people, 6 of whom were previously infected. So we've got a total of 12 people in the study. But over here it says Pfizer and BioNTech said on Wednesday that while the standard 2-dose regimen for vaccine, Pfizer said, the people selling the vaccine said. So anyway, thank you, Rod Line. What's up, my brother? Nice to see you back. Thank you for sponsoring the show with a bullet. It says, and then there is only Omicron. Then there is only one who can lead us, and he is Optimus Prime. He defeated Cybertron, and he can beat Omicron too. That was my best Optimus Prime voice. That's not bad. I'm Optimus Prime. That was pretty damn good, wasn't it? Okay, anyway. Also, good morning to Lord Stanhope. What's happening, my brother? And somebody else popped in here, and I can't remember, and I'll see it eventually if you keep talking. So, all right. So, anyway, so then you get to this Pfizer. Then you go to Twitter, okay, and they have the notification, which, again, that notification says, Pfizer says new study shows that 3 doses of its stupid 19 juice protect against the Omicron variant. Now, we just went through 5 authoritative sources. And I read the lead for most of these, including the main points on some of them. Now, of those things that I read, is what you got out of that, does that match this news for you notification in my Twitter notifications feed? I'm going to read this to you again. It is the main point of any of those articles about this sound like this. Pfizer says new study shows that 3 doses of its stupid 19 Fauci juice protect against the Omicron variant. You decide. And then I'm going to read this again. Here it is. Pfizer and BioNTech announced on Wednesday that tests signal that 3 doses of their stupid 19 Fauci juice may again, hear that? Notice that weasel word, may offer increased protection against the Omicron variant of the virus, according to multiple news sources. According to multiple news sources and a statement released by the company. What? So it's funny because none of those, the multiple news sources mentioned what Pfizer said in their stories. So it's, you know what this is kind of like? You know, like when they made the Steele dossier, the stupid fake dossier about Donald Trump. And then what they did was they fed it to the to Yahoo, right? And Yahoo, was it Issacar for somebody on Yahoo printed what they leaked to Yahoo. And then they came out with their Steele dossier, and they said, well, Yahoo confirms what we were saying here. Maybe we should go get some FISA warrants against some of these Trump people. Because, hey, they reinforced, they're reporting the same thing that we are, even though we told them that. That's how this works on Twitter. Again, it may offer increased protection against the Omicron variant. According to multiple news sources, who Pfizer is the one who told the news sources, and a statement released by the company, the same statement that they released to these news sources after the news sources were writing about how the Omicron variant kind of bypasses the Pfizer vaccine. What the hell is going on here? Well, they want to make sure that you get the Fauci juice. I know who it was. It was Prozac Prozac Dreams. Your name is so hard to read, but welcome to the show again. And also good morning to who else just showed up? Jeffrey Russell, what's happening? Luna J. Lane, good morning. Also, all right, thank you, Maddie. Thank you, Maddie, for sponsoring the show. Who says it may protect from Omicron. Yay. I may have an oceanfront property in Cali for sale. They are so full of bullet hurts. I don't want maybes. I want definitive answers. Yes. And thank you for sponsoring the show, my friend. Hope you're enjoying your new digs in Minnesota. Yeah, it's full of weasel words. Okay, and the way they use circular reporting here, but then they added, however, that 2 doses without the booster may not be sufficient to protect against infection. Really? So they're pushing the 3rd booster of Fauci juice. It's amazing. And then they have all these people who are just trying to reinforce whatever they say. They've only put the ones that reinforce what they say down in here. But even if you read the articles that they show you, now one of these articles, 2 vaccine doses may not provide sufficient protection against the Omicron variant. I don't get it. I don't get it. Now, so I'm going to go now, then after this, then the New York Post puts this out too, who says Pfizer says booster dose of stupid 19 juice neutralizes the Omicron variant. A 3rd dose of Pfizer's COVID-19 vaccine neutralizes. Now this is interesting because they are saying it neutralizes that variant, right? But as you look at, if we've been listening to these, we've heard may, might, sort of, kind of, maybe, sure, kind of, almost, kind of, maybe, with no definitive answers. So why is the New York Post doing that? It's amazing. It's amazing how they do this. And I'm fully on with vaccines. But anyway, let's get into, now, we're going to show, now, here's another problem. And this is another Twitter problem. So I spent a lot of time on Twitter and I came across this thing here. Let me put it back on the screen. So this Marina Medvin, and I don't know who she is. She just, she's opinion columnist, trial attorney, yada, 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 whatever. New study and warning from the American Heart Association. The American Heart. Now this is interesting. And anytime I see things about heart, I have sleep apnea, so I'm susceptible to certain heart conditions, possibly. I mean, it is not uncommon people who have sleep apnea to also have certain heart issues that they need to be wary about and be careful about. Okay, right? So this new study and warning from the American Heart Association, mRNA vaccines dramatically increase risk of developing heart diseases from 11% to 25%. What? Now, because we've heard about some of the issues that with possible, what's that? Not arrhythmia, but myocarditis. Okay, and especially in males between roughly 16 and 40, that there's some evidence that the mRNA vaccines can cause some problems for your heart, right? For those age groups, okay, myocarditis. So this is from the American Heart Association, increases risk of developing the mRNA vaccines. That's the Pfizer and the what's it? You know which ones are that, right? Most of them are, except for the Johnson & Johnson, right? Now, this is an abstract from American Heart Association journals.org. Now, watch what happens when I click this link. Morgan Greer, bye-bye. Say bye-bye. You are unwanted spam commercial content. Goodbye. All right, you're out of here. So, watch what happens when I click this link. Maybe it still does. We'll see if it still does it. Oh my gosh, we get a warning from Twitter. Look at this. I clicked the link and I got a warning here from Twitter. Now let me read the warning to you. Warning, this link may be unsafe. https www.AAHA, which is the American Heart Association journals.org, blah, 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 blah. The link you are trying to access has been identified by Twitter or our partners as being potentially spammy or unsafe in accordance with Twitter's URL policy. This link could fall into any of the below categories, and here are the categories. Malicious links that could steal personal information or harm electronic devices. American Heart Association journals, okay. Spammy links that mislead people or disrupt their experience. Well, I certainly wouldn't want my experience disrupted. Violent or misleading content that could lead to real-world harm. And or certain categories of content, that if posted directly on Twitter are a violation of the Twitter rules. Now you can click this to go back to the previous page, or you can say ignore this warning and continue. The American Heart Association, a link from the American Heart Association could be a malicious link that steal information, of spammy links that mislead people or distrust their experience, violent or misleading content that could lead to real-world harm, or certain categories of content that if posted directly on Twitter are a violation of the Twitter rules. The American Heart Association. Great. So then you click the continue and you get a copy of the study, right? Here it is. So this is their abstract from the American Heart Association journals. And they there it is. So I'm not going to read it because I just find it fascinating that this is something that anyway. So now here's Majid Nawad. Now, if you're familiar with Dr. John Campbell, Majid just posted this. Dr. Campbell has a website, a YouTube channel that he's been tracking the Corona and COVID-19 for a very long time. He's a British scientist, doctor. I don't know what he does, but his channel is fantastic. I listen to him all the time because he's very apolitical in his assessment of all things stupid 19, regarding the vaccines, regarding the spread, regarding the variants and things like that. And you learn a lot from him. And in some ways he can calm your nerves. Well, Dr. Campbell looks at the American Heart Association's journal, recent pre-publication research, and concludes that if true, we're at risk of getting an unimaginable account of extra heart attacks, which corroborates Dr. Asim Malhotra's view, which I don't know who that is. He's a cardiologist and campaigner. He's in Great Britain. Anyway, so let's listen to this edited clip of Dr. Campbell, because I think it's very informative, and the full YouTube video is in the link. In fact, I'll put a link. Let's see if I can open this in another tab. Maybe it'll let me do this. Here we go. I'm going to put a link of this video in the tab. I'll pause that and run it on YouTube. There we go. So there we go. We'll have that linked in the tab below where I put all the links to everything. By the way, if you're new here, every show.
Warm welcome to today's talk.
Here, I'll skip that. Every day, any article or video or anything I read or show on the show are available in a link in the description down below, but it's not there until the end of the show, because sometimes I open new links, but it's in one single tab that will have every single thing we've looked at in a very neat list on one page. So anyway, but let's look at the highlights. Let's watch the highlights from Dr. Campbell's video here, because I think it's very important. And especially for me, as someone who has sleep apnea, this is information that's very important to me, right? Very important to me as someone who has sleep apnea. So let's see. No, that's the YouTube one. I don't want the YouTube one. Hang on. Let me put this back and put the. Oh, yes, it is. Oh, this is the highlight. Yes, this is the highlight. Okay, so this is the highlight of that particular video, which I've already linked, and this is already going to, this tweet will be linked in there also. So here it is.
Warm welcome to today's talk, Thursday, the 25th of November.
No, wait. I'm sorry, I clicked the wrong one. Let me go back. I don't want that one. I want here's the highlighted one. Here are the highlights of that video. Let's try it again here. Here we go. Here's the highlights.
Recently, with the advent of the mRNA COVID vaccines by Moderna and Pfizer,
I don't like the music. It might
dramatic changes in
the
the plus score became apparent in most patients. So basically, we see that that inflammatory marker increased, that inflammatory marker increased, and that inflammatory marker increased.
Not good. All these inflammatory markers increased
after vaccination. So that
mRNA virus.
That's what that is saying. So instead of having 11% risk of having an acute coronary syndrome in the next 5 years, that went up to 25% risk.
Yeah.
Now, again, we don't know much about the group, but that increase from 11% to 25% is, of course, totally massive. Yeah. Absolutely massive. If this were to be applicable to the entire population, this would
think about this. If this were applicable to the entire population of most of the Western world, because most of the Western world is taking the mRNA vaccines. Just think about that. From 11% to 25%.
Basically mean we're going to get an unimaginable amount of extra heart attacks.
And I would imagine it would be in older people, but we've even seen it in younger people having heart problems from this. So, why would Twitter suppress that? Well, it does go against the boot. It's hard to taste the boot if you put a buffer in between it. By the way, today's Morning Night Live is brought to you by Resist Fascism. Go to PDawgKnight.live, click the merch link. You know what to do. So, fascinating. So now, and I thought, and as I was doing this, I was like, I made a point about this. It's, well, anyway, as a person with potential heart issues because of my sleep apnea, I would want to know this, but Twitter just doesn't want you to see it. They want you to tell you that it might be a dangerous link that might tell you things that go against Twitter policy. Wow. Anyway, all right. Now, also on my, if you're on Twitter, and I have a link to this too. You may be able to see this without having a Twitter account. But this is a fascinating little video here, talking about a drug that was marketed in the 60s and how the FDA used to deal with the approval of certain drugs. And there was this woman who kind of fought this supposedly miracle drug that they were coming up with. And let's see, I remember, how long is this? I can't remember.
Every doctor, every hospital.
That's only, it's only, now there's music in it, so I don't want to show it. I don't want to do it. I can't play it on here because I may have already gotten the music strike. But anyway, this will be in the tab. You need to watch this. It's about a woman who supposedly this miracle drug, right? A miracle drug they were coming up with. I can't even remember what it was for. And so the FDA planned a rubber stamp approval, and they gave it to this young new employee, and she said, "What?" She started researching it and going, "What the hell are you thinking?" So if you get a chance, watch this one too. Real quick, I'm just going to read a couple of these. Let's see. Poor doctor is going to get sad and shoot himself twice in the back or the head. No, it's interesting. He's been, he's like my go-to source for information on Stupid 19. And you know what? He is absolutely pro-vaccination. And he tells you very straight facts. Like, he's the one where I got most of my information about natural immunity, because he's looking at all the studies. He's looking at studies of all over the world. That's all he does, is he's reading everything that comes in about the Stupid 19 and compares the different studies and compares, the different sources and how they do things. And he is authority. He's on YouTube, Dr. John Campbell. Great information, but without any politics. There's zero politics in what he does. Check your logic. Good morning. How are you? PDawg's mentioning the lindameed. Oh yeah, I think that is the miracle drug. My sister is a survivor and still suffers with so many problems. People forget about this tragic chapter in American medical and pharmaceutical history. The victims and their families are totally forgotten, left to pay all medical bills themselves. Thanks for reminding folks. Yeah. And this is exactly why the FDA is so meticulous on approving medications. You have to prove that the drug is safe and effective. Well, they weren't. I don't know how diligent they were with these vaccines. I'm telling you, the adverse effect reports in any other drug would have kept all of these off the market. But I don't think I'm supposed to say that on YouTube. Boomer, I gotta go, Boomer. Bye, C. Thomas. Have a great day. Shh, PDawg, the overlords don't care if we peasants doesn't want you to know the truth. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly it. And it's nerve-wracking. Gotta tell you. All right, let's move on. Well, we've got a few stories here, and then we'll get out of here. Federal judge blocks Biden's vaccine mandate for federal contractors. Did you know that? Not a big story on Twitter, I guess. Federal judge Tuesday issued an injunction striking down the Biden administration's Stupid 19 Fauci juice mandate for federal contractors, saying the plaintiffs are likely to succeed in their claim that the president exceeded the authorization given to him by Congress. The lawsuit brought by Attorney General Alan Wilson and Governor Henry McMaster of South Carolina, along with the attorneys generals of Georgia, Alabama, Idaho, Kansas, Utah, and West Virginia, and the governors of Georgia, Alabama, and Idaho, as well as other state entities. The case revolves around the president's authority under the Federal Property and Administrative Services Act, Procurement Act, and the authority it gives the president to issue public health mandates, such as the one President Joe Biden issues in Executive Order EO 14042, to require all federal contractors to be Fauci juiced up or face possible termination. The court acknowledges the tragic toll that the Stupid 19 pandemic has wrought throughout the nation and the globe. Judge Stan Baker begins. However, Even in a time of crisis, this court must preserve the rule of law and ensure that all branches of government act within the bounds of their constitutionally granted authorities. Thank you, Judge. Furthermore, writes Baker, the government's strong interest in combating the spread of stupid 19 does not permit the government to act unlawfully, even in the pursuit of desirable ends. Then he quoted legal precedent, and he explains that the Procurement Act, quote, grants the president particular direct, broad-ranging authority over those larger administrative and management issues that involve the government as a whole, and that direct presidential authority should be used in order to achieve flexible management system capable of making sophisticated judgments in pursuit of economy and efficiency. Okay, I don't know what that actually tells me, but whatever. But anyway, there's an injunction against this, forcing federal contractors to have their entire staff Fauci juiced. Now, there have been some anti-juice protests in Brooklyn because, in fact, right outside Bill de Blasio's Brooklyn home, because he's added some measures added some new measures we talked about yesterday, demanding that everyone must be juiced up to pretty much function in New York City. Well, there was protests outside his home. This lovely black lady with the braids here seems to be leading the protest. Here, let's listen to 30 seconds of this protest. We say no. We say no. We say no. You know, it's fascinating. Bill de Blasio having a black woman stand outside his house saying, end segregation, probably isn't a good look now, is it? Anyway, a few dozen protesters disrupted traffic outside Mayor de Blasio's Brooklyn home on Tuesday night and expressed outrage over stupid 19 Fauci juice mandates. The demonstrators shouted, no Fauci juice mandates. My body, my choice, and bodies and my body, my choice, as they congregated in the middle of the street, road, whatever, blocking a garbage truck for at least 10 minutes, according to footage obtained by the Post. We say no, save our children group also yelled. One man held a sign that read, wake up New York, hold the line. City municipal workers were the first to be subjected to a stupid 19 juice jab requirement, and in recent weeks, the mayor has announced a number of other mandates for other groups as his time at City Hall winds down. He's not even going to be the mayor in a couple months, actually, January 1st, he's no longer the mayor. So at the very end of his term or whatever, he slipped in a couple of these new juice and mask and all these other mandates, and New Yorkers are not happy. Let's just say that. All right, let's move on because I got a few more to get through and then we're out of here. Apparently there's this teacher, get off my screen, Matt Walsh, who was listed on the board of directors of the National Education Association, who said that GOP should shoot people unvaccinated through religious exemption. Say what? I don't. Oh, Maddie. You know what? I appreciate you dropping in. Thank you for sponsoring the show, and have a great day. A teacher at a Pennsylvania high school who was a member of the board of directors of the National Education Association, the nation's largest teachers union, labor union, which represents almost 3 million employees, mostly teachers, reportedly posted on a Facebook message that people who obtain religious exemptions so they can remain unjabbed for the stupid 19 should lose their jobs. You gonna lose your job. You gonna lose your job. Get sick. Oh, that they should lose their jobs, get sick, and perhaps die, adding that the GOP should take the guns they profess to love and start shooting the unjabbed individuals. Isn't she special? Molly Page Booby reported on Facebook. Here's the quote. Screw this guy and screw them all who are about who are all about hiding behind religious exemptions because they don't want anybody to tell them what to do. People tell you what to do all the time and you do it. This is such BS. He and his ilk deserve whatever comes their way, including losing jobs, getting sick, and perhaps dying from the virus. But in the meantime, he's going to put all the people around him in danger. I don't know why the GOP doesn't take those guns they profess to love so much and just start shooting all of their constituents who think this way. It would be quicker and ultimately safer than putting me and my friends and family at risk. Screenshot from Libs of TikTok showed a portion of a Facebook page for an account in Mumao's name, which indicated she was on the first board of directors of the National Education Association. Okay, well, whatever. She seems like a precious gem, and if it was Thursday, I'd be saying FTG. All right, moving on. Let's see. This is, this is just more about the American Heart Association. Another warning they had is patients had a 1 in 4 risk for severe problems after vaccines compared to 1 in 9 before. So you were saying something about safe and effective? Yeah, gotta tell you. All right, I only picked up a couple because I knew wasn't gonna have a lot of time. But you know, we were talking about how the Justice Department was suing the state of Texas. Well, we're thinking maybe they're picking on Texas a little bit. Biden's DOJ has a favorite red state target, Tejas. That would be Texas, Tejas. President Joe Biden's Department of Justice has targeted one particular state more than others when it comes to lawsuits and condemnations. That would be Tejas. Attorney General Merrick Garland announced Monday the DOJ is suing Texas again for alleged violation of the Voting Rights Act. This latest lawsuit accuses Texas officials of diluting the vote of Latino and Black residents in its new congressional maps for 2022 after the maps created 2 new majority white districts, despite recent population growth being driven almost entirely by minorities. I didn't know there was such thing as a white district. Just saying. Garland seemingly has a bone to pick with the Lone Star State. This is the second time the DOJ, under his watch, has sued Texas on the issue of voting rights. In November, the department sued Texas over a Senate Bill 1. Its new election law, the DOJ alleged that when Texas was violating Section 208 of the Voting Rights Act by denying voters meaningful assistance at polling places. Yeah, they're just going to keep going. I'm surprised they haven't gone after Florida more, too. Maybe Merrick Garland doesn't like people in wheelchairs. I don't know. That's so wrong. But no, I don't know. He might be an ableist and not like the governor of Texas because just because. That's how you fight these assholes. All right. Let's get in crime and punishment news. So there's a trial going on about the officer who shot Dante Wright. Okay, remember him? He was being arrested, or they pulled him over for a broken taillight or something, or bad tabs or something. They pulled him over the taillight. His tabs were expired, so they pulled him over, and then they found out when they ran his information that he had a warrant for his arrest, so they went to arrest him, and this was during the Chauvin trial, by the way. They went to arrest him, and then he decided that he didn't want to be arrested, so he kind of scuffled with police and jumped back in his car like he was going to drive off. And then a female officer, there were a few officers there, and the one officer wanted to start fighting with him. And when he jumped in his car, because that's dangerous, get in a car when you have a bunch of officers around, you could hurt somebody. And then she pulled out what she thought was her taser and yelled, "Taser, taser, taser," and fired what she thought would be taser, and then shot him in the chest with a bullet because it was not her taser. Okay, that's how it's working. And so now she is in there's a trial because she got charged with some form of manslaughter or whatever, and that trial is going on right now. And in fact, that trial, the opening statements are tomorrow, I believe, or they might be today. I can't remember. One of the two. They already did jury selection. They already did the beginning part of jury instruction. Did all the preliminary stuff, and now they're going to actually start the trial. Right? Well, there's a problem. There's a BLM protester. I don't know if I always get concerned when they say it's a BLM protester. I don't know if it's a BLM protester, but it's certainly someone sympathetic to Dante Wright's, whatever, charged with trying to intimidate the judge. Well, the complaint accuses Rice of going to an apartment he believed to be Judge Regina Chu lived in, and demanded she live stream the trial, which the trial's already being streamed anyway. Authorities charge Cortez Rice, a Black Lives Matter protester, with aggravated violations, tampering with a judicial officer, and tampering with a juror after he allegedly tried to intimidate the judge in the Dante Wright shooting trial. Wisconsin State Police took him into custody on November 30th when officers pulled him over and found him allegedly operating without a driver's license. Rice is back in Minnesota after being transported from Waukesha County Jail. What? Waukesha is the place to be these days. Judge Regina Chu is presiding over the trial of former police officer Kimberly Potter. She faces manslaughter charges in the fatal shooting of Wright. Chu did not want cameras in the courtroom. On November 6th, Rice and other protesters went to an apartment building in downtown Minneapolis where they thought Chu resided. The complaint was filed on November 24th and kept from public view for 9 days. The prosecution argued to have the charging document kept under seal because public disclosure may cause Rice to flee, hide, or otherwise prevent execution of the warrant for his arrest. According to the complaint, Rice entered the apartment building and went to the floor where he believed Chu lived while live streaming on YouTube. So he had his phone. He's like, hey, I'm going to live stream and then we're going to go to this judge's house. That's just brilliant. There's nothing smarter than to make sure you're live streaming when you're possibly committing a felony in trying to intimidate a judge. That's great time to live stream. Yeah, that's perfect, Mr. Rice. Thank you for doing that. Oh boy. Anyway, quote, "We honor heels," he was heard saying. "What's she think? We want cameras. The people deserve to know." I thought they were already. Oh, maybe they're not. Maybe they only live streamed the preliminary trial stuff, which because I was watching on Rakita Law. He's been following it. I don't know if they're actually live streaming the entire trial. Anyway, and then the people deserve to know. Rice then stood outside an apartment door and said, "I don't know if this is her crib. I think this is her crib right here. We got confirmation that this is her house right here." He was later heard saying on his live stream amid threatening and profane language, "We are here for one person in particular." He later yelled her name and said, "We demand transparency. We hate you to get kicked out of your apartment." Okay, so this Rice guy, he seems to have been everywhere. Rice gained attention after George Floyd's death because he claimed that he was his nephew. Is this the same guy that was trying to intimidate the Rittenhouse jury? Oh my gosh, is it? I found videos on YouTube of outlets interviewing him as Floyd's nephew. Floyd's family eventually sent him a cease and desist letter. Rice mentioned in his video that he knew someone in the courtroom during the Kyle Rittenhouse trial. Yes, it is. It's the same guy. It's the same guy. Yeah, I know. Yeah, Cool Frog. I know he's live streaming the trial. So that makes me wonder why she says she doesn't have cameras in the courtroom. I think she does. Anyway. And this is Crime Watch Minneapolis. If you're from the Twin Cities, it's a great Twitter handle to follow because I just it's very interesting seeing what's going on in the Twin Cities mostly. So anyway, how about this? Rice appeared before Chu in court on October 4th in connection with a probation violation stemming from a conviction in 2017 for illegal weapons possession. Chu allowed Rice to continue his probation instead of sending him to prison. Rice already had a connection to Chu. So that's interesting. He's on probation too. So, Mr. Rice, may be back in jail because he is violating his probation. All right, I'm going to finish up with this one. This is good news for, for good-minded people. Violent Antifa terrorist. Hello, legit low talker. How you doing? Terrorists are finally prosecuted for attacking conservatives. Antifa's fortunes have faded after beating up reporters, covering their riots, attacking police officers who try to stop them from rioting throughout the United States, assassinating a Trump supporter, looting, and firebombing. Antifa thugs are finally being charged for their hate crimes by one city. Yes, one. And it's about damn time. San Diego prosecutors have brought charges against 10 Antifa thugs who attacked a group of people holding a pro-Donald Trump rally in Pacific Beach on January 9, 2021. The group of violent Antifa members is charged with conspiracy to riot, using tear gas, committing felony assault, and cruelty to animals. Well, now that's really why they're being prosecuted, because that cruelty to animals part is the main part that they need to worry about. They're accused of using a stun gun on one of the Trump supporters. And now, in some states, a stun gun can be considered a deadly weapon. Black bloc outfitted Antifa shock troops knocked down, beat, kicked, and chem-sprayed a woman. They beat people with wooden walking sticks and blocked people from getting away from the attacks. One Antifa man, attacked a person with a skateboard. Oh, sound familiar? They chased older men whose faces were festooned with red, white, and blue paint. Somewhere along the line, one of their sick number maimed, tortured, and killed an animal, according to prosecutors. Naturally, Antifa goons called Trump supporters fascist. Well, is water wet? But 10 of them were arraigned on Monday and were identified with Fox News, and they got all the names here if you care about that. At least 2 of the defendants were arrested for the Wisconsin spa riot last July, which erupted after an outraged mother called out a man walking around nude in a Los Angeles spa. And defendants were rolled up on Thursday, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, so good. Maybe, just maybe, that trial will result in some knuckleheads going to jail. That'd be great, wouldn't it? Wouldn't that be great? Just finally, they get their comeuppance. Anyway. All right, real quick, let me see. I'm going to just see if there's anything in the bookmarks that I missed. Oh, gosh, the propaganda on the juice, though. Oh, I'll have this wire in the link, too, or this article in the link. Apparently, at the University of Pennsylvania, there is a woman on the swim team who is breaking records left and right. She's just incredibly talented swimmer. Problem is, first 3 years of school, competed on the men's swimming team. Yes, this biological male swimming for University of Pennsylvania women's team utterly destroys young women in competition. I'm not going to go into it too deep, but you can read the story. It'll be in the tab below. In fact, I'll even put this one, I'll put the link to this one in the chat. No, I won't, because it has the longest URL I've ever seen in my entire life. But anyway, it'll be in the description down below. Am I missing anything? There was one other thing that I saw there. Is that everything? Let me close Ace here. Let's see. Oh, and also, gosh, well, we might have to do this one tomorrow, but I'm going to put the link to the article here. The USA Today has a compelling question. Oh, it's one of those paywall links anyway. I don't know if I can, let me see if I can find let's see if this is archived or not. Oh, well, there you go. the USA Today asks a very important question. It's a very important question about education. And we'll go through this tomorrow. But they ask if is math racist? And I'm going to leave it right there. You might have to read the article yourself. Because if in your head you were just the first words out of your mouth or that entered your brain were, for fuck's sake, well, I'm just right there with you. So, and on that note, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to call it a day on the Morning Night Live. Thank you so much for those of you who showed up today. I appreciate it. Looks like we had 21 people come through, 16 likes. Hit the like button if you haven't done so already. And if you would be so kind, share the stream before, during, and after. If you watch the replay, put a comment in the comment section so I know you were here. Good morning, Somnable Nation. I see you there. And if you so would like to do so, you can always sponsor the show. There's all kinds of ways to do that in the description down below. I have to go check some of those other types, though, because I know there's a couple in there that I haven't hit. But anyway, thank you so much, Paul Farrell, C. Thomas, Rod Line, Maddie, for sponsoring the show today. You all are all great Americans, and everyone in the chat. Thanks for participating. I hope you had a good time. Remember that that live stream this afternoon, Spaces, I'll put the announcement out probably right when I get home. If there's a small possibility I might have a conflict, and if not, if you see it, jump in, chat with us, see what happens. So anyway, that's it for today, people. Time for me to go. My name is Dawg Knight, and I'm out of here. Bye-bye. Hey, this is Dawg Knight, and thank you for watching today on the Dawg Knight channel. If you have an observation or remark you'd like to make about this video or my channel, I absolutely welcome you to write it in the comment section down below. I really look forward to hearing from you. And before you go, if you like what you saw but you're not already subscribed, please make sure you hit the subscribe button and definitely click that bell that pops up afterwards so you'll be notified when I post new videos or when we go live. I broadcast my live show, The Morning Night Live, Monday through Friday at 10 o'clock Eastern, 9 o'clock Central. A special thank you to all the supporters of this channel who share our videos on social media and who make donations through Streamlabs, YouTube, Venmo, and Cashapp, which are all linked in the description down below. Thanks again, and until next time, I'm Dawg Knight, and I'm out of here.